When the rebellion's coming to an end, which side do you choose? We're here tonight at Brandon Theaters watching Mockingjay Part 2. 4-movie franchise, great story. This movie literally packaged the gift, put the nice bow on it, closure, all questions answered. I appreciate that. Movie was very well done. It's definitely the most intense out of all of them. I mean, yeah, number one's intense with, kids killing kids, and then the second one's kind of like a rehash of that. The third one was more of like a setup. I mean, there were some intense things in there, but this one was like intense. You've seen the preview, so when they show you that little hologram of like, hey, here's the Capitol, and then it comes up and here's all the traps, like the chicken pox, you're like, damn. Great character development with a lot of them, great emotions in there. The movie does such a great job. You get upset when stuff happens, like you just do, and that to me, when a movie can do that, it's phenomenal. Jennifer Lawrence killed it. I think I saw most emotion in this one besides Catching Fire come out in this. This movie was really good. I enjoyed it, except for the behind me that would giggle at stuff. It's like, what are you giggling at? Shut the up. I'm gonna give this movie 9 out of 10. Now that it's done, I'm waiting for when it comes out so I can get all of them together. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray. I'm probably gonna go see it again. It was an enjoyable experience. To see what the other victors had to say, let's check that out right now. Have you read any of the books of Hunger Games?
Great first question. I have not read any of the books.
All 3 of them. You bought them for me for my birthday.
No. Nope.
So I was able to truly enjoy the movie from a fresh perspective, not having any preconceived notions about what is supposed to be happening or what I want to be happening.
What'd you think? How'd you feel about part 2 conclusion of this epic franchise?
Cash grab like they do with every other all movies that are adaptations from books. Let's split them. Thank you, Harry Potter, for that. So you have the second part, which opens up, and it's very true to the book. It is very true to the book, but they made some pacing issues to speed things up to where it's like, okay, so a lot of things happen in a short period of time when it didn't really actually happen that quickly. You have omission of characters, which is greatly appreciated because I don't feel like they were needed. And then you have other characters that were well received taking their places, which was necessary. They had to obviously cut because of Philip Seymour Hoffman and what happened with him. But all those things are really just neither here nor there. The whole story came together really nicely.
Not my favorite one of the series for sure. This one definitely dragged for me. I actually got to a point where I'm like, okay, is this towards the end or what's going on? It didn't grab me like I hoped it would like the other 2. Maybe that's my fault going into it, hoping it's going to be, the finale and be a big bang. It didn't grab me well enough. I felt like I wanted more from it and I didn't get it. And it got to a point where I was kind of I knew it was going to happen.
Personally, I think this is the weakest movie out of the group. I feel that it was badly paced. There were multiple moments where I was kind of looking around and kind of bored. I also feel that as the last movie in the series, it probably should have been one of the best. It should have been the one that everything culminates into this finale and everything is happening and you want to see every piece of it. And I didn't get what I wanted to out of this movie. So that could just be a personal thing for me. The twists, I saw them a mile away. That kind of takes away from it a little bit. If they're not just going to give you the perfect happy ending, which no movies ever do anymore, don't make it guessable. Make it a little bit of a surprise. The acting wasn't bad. I mean, it's typical from what the series was. I mean, it's the same people as the rest of the series where they added very few new faces. It didn't give me anything new, and it didn't even give me much of what I wanted to see conclude with these characters. It was kind of lackluster.
I was genuinely surprised by the second one at the emotional depth to it. This is a fantasy world, but the actors are so strong, the writing is so good, and it all comes together to really make you emotionally invested in these people. You truly care about these people on a personal level. This movie really brought home the big picture. It wasn't just about the 7 people in the Hunger Games. It was really about the entirety of this whole place. It's a lot of people. It subverts your expectations a little bit. It leads you down a path that you think, this is what I want to have happen. This is what is definitely going to happen. And then it completely subverts that, but it earns that. It isn't just a cheap shot. There aren't just cheap surprises and cheap thrills. People that you like, you might start to not like. People that you don't like, you might start to like. And I love that it's not just so black and white.
Yeah, those are good movies when they do that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this bad boy and why?
I give it an 8.5. It's just that the pacing issues for me made it too sped up. It felt very rushed. It felt not as well rounded as the first two movies did, to where it filled out all the like spaces very nicely.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't the best of the series, so I'm not gonna give it as high as I did the other ones.
I give it a 6. Way too many times during the movie was I bored. As someone that enjoyed all the movies, I was surprised that happened. It didn't hit that chord with me at all.
I'm going to give it a 9. It's a very, very good movie. Probably the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is simply because you definitely have to see the first 3 movies to really appreciate this.
Yeah.
You cannot watch this as a standalone movie. Please do not just see this one movie and expect to really enjoy
so
it.
lost.
It would be way too confusing, and then you're not going to get the payoff. Like, do yourself a favor, watch all of them, and at that point, you're probably going to give it a 10.
You can see the reviews to all the Hunger Game movies we did, because we actually did the first one, second one, part 1. So if he wants to put a poster in here, he can. If not, I'll just put bubbles just all around here, and you can click on that. Then to see last week's review, as always, click the logo down there at the bottom. And there you go. So you got lots to click on. I'll stand here for a few seconds while you decide what you want to watch. So assuming you've seen part 2, out of all the Hunger Game movies, which one's your favorite one? Throw that down there in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Like this video, favorite it, share it, like us on Facebook. Spread the word. Spread the Mockingjay. And as always, we're letting you know before you go at Brendan Theaters.